Hello, I'm Michael Clarke.
And I'm Cherie Humel from Clarke Humel Property, and welcome to our Spring Market Review.
Well, it's been a fantastic last 6 months. We've had over 100 sales and almost $250 million in sales value during that period of time. The days on market for Manly and surround have been 39 and the Northern Beaches in general 49, comparatively to Clarke and Humel's, which have been 34. And our median sale price has been $2,226,801.
We're thrilled to say that Clarke Humel, out of the 52 agencies on the Northern Beaches, have been ranked #1 in listings across our core areas. We have had 21 records, block, street and suburb records across the Northern Beaches in the past 6 months alone.
Based on total sales and number of sold properties, we still hold the #1 position in Manly as top sales office by $43 million, and also for the single sales agent by over $36 million above our next competitor.
The awards have come out with the REB Top 100 Agent ranking, and Michael being ranked #2 in the entirety of Australia, and that's for the 2nd year running, and therefore he remains the top agent on the Northern Beaches.
Cherie, I'm delighted to report, ranked the #1 female agent in the whole of the Northern Beaches and the highest average sale price in Australia at over $4.2 million. Several absolutely outstanding results that we're delighted to report over the past few months. The first is 5 Highview Avenue in Queenscliff. This one was sold off-market after having been marketed from the database of another agency first. Once we took over, we sold it in just a couple of weeks for $7,550,000, a street record by over $2 million.
Another result worthwhile mentioning and fantastic to share was the sale of 41 McTeer Street in Narrabeen. Right there on Narrabeen Lakes, we had an amazing auction campaign and the property sold for $4.2 million. 83 to 85 Bauer Street, Manly. We had the privilege in taking that property to market. It was on the high side of Bauer Street over a double block. But the most exciting thing about that property was explaining to the buyers what could be done when they developed that piece of land. That was an enormous sale price for a fantastic location.
We had the honour of marketing what would potentially be a new all-time record in Manly, number 38 Bauer Street. We took this to market and, well, the pressure was on. It was the most watched property in the entirety of Australia in 1 week from realestate.com.au. And with a guide of 15 to 16.5 million, that we sold it for well in excess of the top end of our range, and it was indeed a brand new suburb record for Manly.
In the property management space during the winter months, seasonally, we would expect fewer numbers of tenants at the open homes. And what we really had to do was leverage from our very strong database to have those properties leased in very quick timing. Furthermore, with spring on its way, our prediction is that we will see a greater number of tenants across the board. Our average days on market has decreased by 4 days, and the good news is that we're leasing your properties faster and for higher rents.
The next quarter prediction that we have for you is that the August housing market results present an early sign that lower mortgage rates and improved sentiment are already having a flow-on effect for the housing market conditions in both Sydney and Melbourne. The last few months indicate a number of changes pointing to a turnaround in the second half of 2019. Obviously, with the Reserve Bank cutting rates, the no change in government and 0 changes to both negative gearing and capital gains, now is a great time to be thinking and investing in what has historically been a wonderful asset, which is residential real estate.
And finally, before we wrap up, I'd like to present to you 40 Beatrice Street in Balgowlah Heights, our property of the month. Our price guide is 7.9 to 8.5 million, and this property will not disappoint. It has everything.
Well, thanks so much for watching. As ever, if we can help at all in relation to buying, selling or renting, we would be delighted to hear from you.